Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is maskhosisandi, and today we will be talking about my weight loss journey. I didn't highlight my age because when I was younger it was much more easier to lose the weight, but now the older I am becoming, the more harder it is. However, the tips and tricks that I am about to share should work for a person of any age, and they are definitely not age specific. And also, just to put a disclaimer out there, I am not professionally qualified for this. I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist or a dietitian or anything of that sort. I am just somebody who is here to share what worked for her, and you are more than welcome to take what you think might work for you and to leave what you think that will not work for you. And also, if you are pregnant, if you are breastfeeding, if you are trying for a baby, if you are battling with an eating disorder or have any history of it, or if you have any other underlying illness, I would definitely advise you to first consult your doctor first before implementing any of the ideas that I am about to share. So just a little background story. When I started working, I gained a lot of weight. I think that was back in 2015, 2016. Then I gained a lot of weight, and then from 2016 up until about 2018 I was on and off dieting. And then in 2018 my mom passed away, and that resulted in even more weight gain. And then I was still busy dealing with that. And then in 2019, 2020, it was COVID, and then I was in lockdown with my dad, and we were eating like crazy, and that resulted in even much more weight gain. So the picture on the left, which I used as my before picture, was actually my turning point. I took that early in 2022. I was just so tired of my own BS. I had gained so much weight. I was losing my self-esteem. I had lost my posture. I had lost my sense of style, and it was just that day on that picture I just knew that I had to do something about my weight, and I had to commit to a healthy lifestyle. So I did lose the weight last year, and I could have shared these tips last year as well, but I just wanted to be sure that I lost the weight and I kept it off. And now that we are back from the holidays, I think it's the perfect time to share my tips, because now I did not gain the weight back, so I am much more confident that I am sharing tips of how I lost weight in a healthy and definitely sustainable way. So let's get right into the video. So the first tip is you have to change your mindset. I'm pretty much sure we've all heard of that quote that says you cannot solve problems with the same level of thinking that created them, meaning you have to challenge the way in which you view yourself. You have to challenge the way in which you view weight loss, your relationship with food. You have to change the way you see all of those things. I know that when you've had enough and you want to lose the weight, you're tempted to start your weight loss journey from the point of, oh, I'm not happy with my body. But what I saw when I was trying to lose weight is that it's much more easier to try and lose the weight from a positive point and from a point of self-love than it is when you're trying to lose it from just being disgruntled. When I started with my journey, I had to let go of the negative self-talk, self-limiting beliefs, the body shaming. I had to let go of the procrastination. I had to let go of a lot of the way in which I viewed things, just so that I could be able to make my journey much more easier and simpler. Number 2 would be to set clearly defined goals and write them down. So when you set your goals and you write them down, it acts as a constant reminder of what you want to achieve, how you're going to achieve it, when you want to achieve it by, what else? It just sets a standard for you and a picture. It paints a picture for you and acts as a constant reminder of this is where I want to go. Writing your goals down is also what is going to help you when you've reached a plateau and you aren't losing any weight. So you can always go back to your goals and see how far you are, how much progress you've made, and that can also help you to keep going and to keep you motivated, because trust me, you won't be motivated every day. Once you see results, you will definitely be motivated to keep going. So don't worry about not being motivated, because it's not realistic to be motivated every day. Don't go with your feelings, go with your goals and where you want to be and what kind of a person you want to be. Yeah? And I'd really advise for you to have a plan, because once you have a plan and you plan ahead and you know what exercises you'll be doing, you know what food you'll be eating, you know when you'll be doing all of those things, it just simplifies the journey a whole lot more. Number 3, you need to change your eating habits. So I would say that diet is actually very instrumental if ever you want to lose weight, and in my experience, even more so than exercise. And I mean, if your current eating habits are not helping you get results, then it's a clear sign that you need to do what? You need to change your eating habits. So when I embarked on my journey, I started doing things like eating less meat, because I used to eat meat every day, and I stopped doing that because now I had this newly found way of looking at food as a way to fuel my body to be able to function optimally, rather than just using food to emotional eat. Do you understand? So then I started eating less meat, I started eating more vegetables, I started drinking water, I just started changing my eating habits. If you're currently eating unhealthy and do not know what you need to do in order to become healthy, social media can be a well of information and can be a very powerful tool if you use it correctly, because I follow, for instance, a lot of doctors, nutritionists, dietitians, fitness enthusiasts. So those people share a lot of information, and they also inspire me in my own journey, because when I see people who are on the same journey as I am, smashing their goals, it really just pushes me to also keep trying. So that's another thing that you can do. You can follow people, especially people who look like you. I love following people who look like me and also have the same body type as me, because when they do their thing over there, it just shows me that, you know what, it can be done. It's so affirming for me, and especially when they share that this is how much I lost, this is what I did, and it's just like I feel represented. I don't know how to explain it, but I hope that you get my point. And please do not be stuck on information overload, because that's something else that can happen. Having so much information that you keep on delaying your start date. You know everything that you need to do, but you're not starting, you're not doing everything that you've learned from all these people. So just be careful not to be stuck on information overload. Research, but then when you're done researching, be sure to implement. Tip number 4 would be, you need to be in a calorie deficit if ever you want to lose weight. I do not care what anybody else tells you. This is the truth. This is just it. A calorie deficit is when you consume less calories than the calories that you burn. So when I started with my journey, I downloaded an app called MyFitnessPal, which helped me count calories. In fact, MyFitnessPal did not just help me count calories, but it also showed me what food groups you need to take, what to be able to get sufficient nutrients in a day. You understand? So it educated me a lot about food groups. If ever maybe I log in my meal, it will show me how much protein I still need. It will show me how much carbs I'm lacking. So it was also very key in teaching me about how to prepare well-balanced meals. And then eventually I got to understand why dermatologists would say that you don't need to cut out any food groups, because when you have a well-balanced meal, all you need to be concerned about is portion control and portion sizes. And also what I did is I stopped drinking all the fizzy drinks and juice because it's empty calories. Really, they weren't really helping with my journey, because with weight loss you have to make sure that you're being healthy. The weight loss then becomes a result of you being healthy. You do not lose the weight then become healthy, but you become healthy and then lose the weight. Tip number five, I know a lot of people are going to fight me on this, but baby, you need to stop snacking. People snack just so that they can prevent overeating, but snacking actually has the opposite effect, because once you snack, chances are once you snack, also depending on what you snack on, but once you snack, then you just get hungry afterwards, and then you keep on snacking and snacking and snacking and snacking. So if you have something that you are really hell-bent on snacking on, then I would advise you to actually move it to whatever meal that you're having and incorporate it there, rather than eating it at a different time and calling it a snack. The more frequently you eat, the hungrier you get, and the hungrier you get, the more you eat, or at least that is what I have learned in my journey. So eat meals that are filling, right, and that will keep you full for longer, rather than eating small meals that are not filling and that will have you eating all day. That one brings me to my next point, and my next point is intermittent fasting. I know a lot of people do not like it as well. I'm not intermittent fasting anymore. I'm just eating intuitively. But when you still want to see the results, then you have to try different things. You have to try intermittent fasting. You have to see what works for you and what doesn't. I do have a video on intermittent fasting on my Instagram, but do not think that just because maybe you are eating 2 times a day, then it means that if you still want to lose weight, then it means that you can eat just anything. Yes, intermittent fasting works, and sometimes I think that it even works more than what exactly you're eating. But what happens is, the more unhealthy food that you eat, the more unhealthy food that you crave. So if you are eating during your eating window, you eat, say, a burger, then that you're gonna find that you keep on craving burgers. And I don't know about you, but my goal was not just weight loss, but also to be at my best, to be at my healthiest. And trust me, having burgers and pizzas and whatnot is not gonna get you there. The next tip is to drink a lot of water. Normalize drinking a lot of water. Sometimes you think that you are hungry, but you are in actual fact thirsty, especially when you're not drinking these juices and alcohol and what else, and fizzy drinks. So you need to make sure that you stay hydrated, just so that your body can be able to carry out all its functions without any issues and without any problem. And do not sleep on herbal teas. Oh my gosh, anybody who knows me knows how much I love herbal teas. Next point, oh, this one is controversial because we are advised against it, but I would say weigh yourself daily before you come for me, right? The reason why I'm saying weigh yourself daily is because then you can be able to track your progress. You can be able to check how the different foods that you consume affect your weight gain or your weight loss. So in as much as you can take information from people, you can try and implement all of these tips, you won't really know what works for you until you try different things, experiment and explore. And that is where also weighing yourself comes in, because it tells you what foods actually agree with you and what foods do not necessarily agree with you. But please do have grace for yourself for the days when maybe you are going to be on your period, because you will notice that you actually tend to gain on those days. And also there's just some days that you might put in all the effort, eat healthy, exercise, but then still gain weight. And sometimes that is just maybe muscle mass or water retention, or you being bloated, for different reasons. So on those days, I hope that you do not get discouraged by the weight gain, but it actually also pushes you to keep going. And even on the days when you see that there has been some progress, I also still hope that it pushes you to keep going. The next tip is to exercise. Honestly, I think that you could still be able to lose weight without exercising, but you know why I like exercising, besides the physical benefits, of course. Exercise helps you to stay in a deficit, because what do you do when you're exercising? You're actually burning calories. So that is why that it is actually advisable for you to move around, to take walks, take long walks, jog, like do something, move your body, just so that you can also still stay in a calorie deficit. And also what I like about exercise, it teaches you a whole lot of discipline, and it teaches you consistency, which are things that you definitely need in order to be able to achieve anything in life. So yeah, you might as well just do it. The next point is that you need to understand that it is a process. I used to be so discouraged if I didn't reach my goal in the time that I had set. Say for instance, I put aside maybe 3 months for myself to lose weight. Man, I'd be so demotivated. I'd end up just quitting the whole thing and binging, and then just ending up exactly where I started, or even at a place that is worse than where I started. So I would really advise you to, I don't like the word realistic in this sense, but I would advise you not to focus too much on the time element, because different people lose their weight at different times depending on your body. So another person might take 2 months, another person might take 3 months, another person might take 6 months, because we are all different. But if ever you're panicking about how long it will take, the gag is that time is going to pass anyway. And even worse, it's going to pass without you having achieved anything, because you were complaining about how long it takes. So take the pressure of time off of yourself, and understand that it's a process, and understand that with weight loss, it is definitely an accumulation of daily efforts over a period of time. It won't just happen overnight, but if you stay consistent and you stay disciplined and you stay the course and do not give up, then it will eventually pay off. So I feel like this is very important, because it delays a lot of us, because you're like, oh, it takes a whole year. But then maybe if you look back, or that's what I used to do when I was dieting a lot, because I'd be like, oh, it takes a whole year. Give me something that can work in like 2 weeks. Give me, and then after that, then what? So I'd really advise a person to try and do it right than to try and do it fast, because sometimes if you do it fast, then you're gonna need to do it again and again and again. But if you do it right the first time, then you will keep the weight off. It won't keep on coming back. Okay? Yeah. I know that you guys are going to pretend to listen to me, but tomorrow you'll be checking for a lemon what diet and honey. Refer back to point number 1. If ever that's what you're going to be doing, if ever you're going to be up on YouTube searching for how can I lose 20 kgs in 3 days, baby, I'm calling you out. Oh, and another thing that I would definitely advise is for you to start gradually. Start small, start where you are, but make sure that you start. Because if ever you make all these changes at a go, like just decide that tomorrow I am going to start going to gym, I'm going to start exercising, I'm going to start this, you're going to get overwhelmed. So rather just give yourself time to make the changes bit by bit, daily, over time, just so that you give your body the time to get used to the changes and transition into your journey seamlessly, rather than just doing everything in one day and then quitting because it's a lot for one person. If you do it small changes every day, Then once you feel that you are at a level where you're comfortable, you increase it, and then there stay for a while, increase whatever it is, or decrease whatever it is, because then after a month, after 2 months, after 3 months, you will be shocked when you look back and you realize that those daily changes actually made a huge change, and now you are at your ideal body weight. Enough of the I'll do it next week Monday, I'll start next week Monday, I'll start next month, I'll start next. Enough of that. Just start already, and you will not know whether you can do it or not until you stop putting it off. You will not know how long it will take for you. You will not know until you try, until you do it, in fact, not try. And I know that this journey can be really hard, because I was also there where I just felt like I'm going nowhere slowly. But all that I would say to you is, don't stop, don't give up. Even if you promise yourself that on this particular day you are going to eat healthy, and then say you have a cake, don't get discouraged. Don't then go on a downward slope and start eating biscuits and sweets and junk food. Like, just don't do that. If you happen to eat something that you thought that you would not eat on a particular day, whether it's takeaways, whether it's junk food, whether it's whatever it is, don't think that then that gives you permission to go on and have every other thing. Come on now, Chelsea, come on now. Yeah, okay, so if there's anything that I have forgotten, I will definitely put a link down below, just so that you guys can have like access to additional resources that you might need to help you in your journey. And yeah, that's basically it from me. Thank you so much for watching. If ever there's anything that I've forgotten that has worked for you before, just be sure to comment down below and let me know what it is. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know if you guys would like me to share more on, I don't know, what I eat in a day, what I eat for breakfast, what I eat, you know, and so forth and so on and stuff like that. Just let me know and I will be at your service. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye. So similarly to weighing myself every day, I had this mirror, right? I had this mirror that I did not like. I used to hate that mirror because it would show a much more slimmer version of me, and I'm not a slim person, I told you guys. But when I began my weight loss journey, I started using the mirror to actually visualize what I would look like if I were to lose a weight. And lo and behold, when I went one day on the normal mirror and I saw that I actually looked like what I usually look like on that mirror that makes me look a little bit slimmer, honey, the confidence, it skyrocketed. It shot up, I'm telling you. So yes, maybe if you want to, you can do that. If you don't, I mean, it's just something that you can do if you want to. Okay? Yes! 2023 is the year in which the girlies are smashing their goals one by one. And you do not have to rely on anyone. If you do not have a partner, a gym partner that is, if you don't have somebody, then be accountable to yourself. Rely completely on yourself, and you will see the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and the more you'll be very chuffed and happy with yourself, because you are keeping the promises that you made to yourself. Yeah? Next year, or in the next couple of months, I want to see you coming back and saying, Sandy, look at me. Look at what I was able to achieve this year. Anyway, I love you guys and I'm rooting for you. Love and light.